But Jon Jones is not really a superstar.
What do you mean he's not really a superstar?
Outside MMA.
Are you crazy?
Outside
He
the
is a superstar. No, you're wrong there.
coach outside the fans.
No.
I mean, I know Jon Jones.
Thank you.
Very good.
Welcome to another episode of the Javier and Mo Show. I'm Mo Aziza. I'm sitting here with the coach, Javier Mendez. How are you, coach?
We're good today. I'm pissing you off a little bit, but that's okay.
That's okay. I love it. I think you pissed off the fans when you said Islam has 3 fights left.
Okay, people are taking that out of context. I said maybe he fights 3 more times. Not in those exact words that I say that, but I didn't say Islam said. I'm thinking because with Habib and being involved with the father, Habib's father talking about 35 fighters should, quit at that particular time.
35?
Skills at 35. So basically, I'm just assuming that Islam would probably be thinking about retirement at that particular age. So 3 more fights. So I'm thinking, okay, 1 more fight this year. Hopefully we get that fight soon. And then 2 more fights next year, or maybe we only have 1 fight because, with injuries and whatnot. So I said maybe 3. So, I mean, realistically, he could have 6, 7, 8 more fights. Depends what Islam wants. It's not what coach wants. He's the driver, not me. So a lot of people took this out and they made it look like, and DC, my own guy, DC made a real good video of it and talking about the age thing, et cetera, et cetera. But DC did a really good job of it. And other people are saying, why are you saying he retired? I said, no, I'm not saying he's retired. I'm saying I'm thinking maybe. This is not Islam. This is me. So I don't know. I didn't discuss it with him or anything. I've just assumed that there may be 3 fights, but it could be 6 or 7. It could be 4. It could be any amount. I don't know.
What he said makes sense. We didn't talk about it before the fight. Like, let's wait for the show and discuss it. But how you broke it down, like 1 fight, 2 fights a year, then another year, then another fight. So by the time he's 35, makes sense what you said about 3 fights. Absolutely makes sense. Because I've heard Habib before saying he doesn't want fighters or his camp or himself to go beyond 35.
He doesn't. But at the same time, too, listen, his big brother, Shamil, he fought till, I think he was 38, 39, and they didn't want him to fight, but he still fought. So listen, it could be the same thing for Islam. Islam could say, I understand the 35, but I feel good. I love the competition, and maybe Islam wants to fight more. So listen, potentially Islam could say, I want to fight longer, and that'd be okay with us because that's what he wants, But again, don't take it out of context where he's retiring after 3 more fights. Let's be sad for him because we love him. We want to see him continue to fight. You may see him continue to fight. I don't know.
You're right.
I don't have a magic wand. I just said maybe 3 fights.
I have this as well. I don't like to see any fighter going beyond 35. I've never. It's very rare that you see their good performance past 35. Forget about Islam. Forget about anybody. But it's very rare that you see somebody keeping it. You can name few people.
Yeah, as far as their best performance, yes, there's that past the 35 threshold. It's difficult. It's difficult. There is some great ones that do, but in general, I think a lot of them should be thinking that after their skills are starting to weighing down a little bit, that maybe it's time to look at other things in your life, because MMA is not for life. It's a short period of window, and then you got to take advantage of what you can do while you're fresh. And Islam is definitely one of those individuals that put himself in a very, very good situation where financially he's set. In Dagestan, let's face it, how much does he really need to have a great lifestyle? I think he has enough money now with the business mind that he has and the loving parents that he has, that he probably is he's set for life with his family and everything. So anything else that comes his way, I'm assuming. So guys, don't act like I know. I don't know. I'm just assuming that he'll be fine.
He's fighting for legacy, and it's very clear that he is. But what do you think of him? Because I don't know, I've heard something of Omar recently, some clip from an interview that there is a potential of him fighting Topuria. And do you see him going back to lightweight?
It's possible. But let's face it, all the challenges that are at the 170, there are a lot more at 170. And how do we know how he's going to feel if we get by JDM? Look, there's no guarantee we will. That guy is a tough customer. He's tough to take down. He's got really good striking, and he's very dangerous everywhere. So he's not exactly someone that we can take down at will, and he's not exactly somebody that we can stand very comfortable with. He's very dangerous. So we have to be careful with everything with this guy. So we can't assume that we're going to get by him. We have to work towards that. So we will work towards that. And my heart says that we will get by him, but it's not going to be easy. And if we don't respect him, we can run into problems. So I'm respecting him. And also, let's see what happens after the fight. Because look, we have Shavkat, we have a whole bunch of people. We got Kamaru Usman, who wants the winner of that fight. And they asked me what I think about Kamaru. I said, that's fantastic. But Kamaru, we're not friends with him like that. Like we're not training partners with him.
We just have the same management.
Yeah, it's the same management. He's trained with us. He's a great guy, but hey, he wants that belt back. He knows what it feels like to be that champion, and he's willing to step on that situation and go, I want to fight. I want to fight Islam. I know we're brothers, but we can separate for this fight. And I'm in agreement with him in this situation, because it's not like the Bilal situation where Khabib took it upon himself to train Kamaru. No, he took it upon himself to train Bilal, but not Kamaru. So Kamaru is on his own. So if this happens and the UFC decides to put that fight together, then if Islam wants it, let's do it. If not, it's just talk. We're just talking. And then if they offer Topuria, if he gets by Charles Oliveira, which is not, he's going to, it's if, okay? Because Charles, you cannot discount Charles. You cannot. And if you do, then you're sleeping on him, because this guy's a world champion for a reason, and he's dynamic, he's explosive, and he's a finisher. So, for Topuria, I'm curious to see how well he's going to look. I'm assuming he's going to look fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think the same?
I want to break down these fights, but let's talk about Kamaru Usman more, because he's very determined that after JDM and Islam, he should be the next for the title. But we still have Shavkat, and we still have Ian
Garry, yeah.
There's so many people.
And Bilal Muhammad. You can't discount him. And hey, how do we know Bilal might go, brother, Habib, let's put things aside, because once you're the champion, it's kind of difficult to want to be in the back burner, just because of a brotherhood. Sometimes they may just say, hey, let's fight, I don't know. The fighters themselves have to make that decision.
Yeah.
But me as a coach, I cannot stop them. And I would not stop them from that decision that they want to make, because it's their life, not mine. I'm the one that sits back and encourages them to go for something, but they're the winner, they're the loser.
But Bilal has a tough road to earn another title shot. I don't think they're gonna give it to him after one win. Like, let's say he faces Kamaru Usman. I don't think they're gonna give him the title.
Okay, what if he faces Shavkat and he destroys Shavkat?
You know what? With how the UFC, I love them, but it's such a business that I feel like they would still make him fight another one.
Maybe not, because if the fans decide that Shavkat's the guy to beat, then that's the guy to beat to get the next title. They decide, But if it's Kamaru Usman and Bilal and Kamaru, they got in a little heated battle already in the podcast. So
yeah, I don't know how
real that was. It was never released, but I don't know how real that was.
Well, it was real. That's why they didn't release it.
Yeah, I think it's real. So that being the case, maybe there's history there. Maybe the UFC decides to put that one in the winner of Islam and JDM. Maybe they go after Shavkat. Who knows? I mean, Shavkat deserves that chance.
But honestly, the best fight to make right now is Kamaru and Bilal Muhammad. That's the fight to make. Bilal has the number one spot.
Yeah.
Kamaru comes after it. And there is a beef and there is a history between them.
Yeah.
And both of their styles, but they're both wrestlers. Let's see.
Yeah. But you remember, they have a decision too. Kamaru may say, nope, I don't want that fight. I want the winner.
Because he doesn't have time.
That's right.
Because he's old. He's 38.
But why should he waste his time? Why should he not go for the big one?
Well, why would they give it to him? Like, let's say when
they might, based on the fact that he's the greatest welterweight of all time, in my opinion. But they might give it to him, and if they did, I wouldn't be surprised, because listen, I would watch Kamaru against anybody. I would watch him. I would watch Shavkat against anybody. I would watch Ian Garry against anybody in the top five. So those guys are all interesting to watch. So for me, and Bilal too. Bilal's put himself in the picture too, that he's somebody to be reckoned with. Because listen, if you watch his fight and you analyze his fight, you see how he fought. He fought fantastic, except he fought the wrong game plan. He didn't fight the correct game plan. Had he fought the correct game plan, I'm not so sure that he would have lost that title. And for us, it was a great opportunity, because Islam was waiting for that fight. Because if Bilal did not win, and he was given the opportunity for that welterweight title. He would fight, and according to Umar, that's what they wanted him to do. So Islam didn't want to fight Bilal, so obviously he'd want to wait for that fight to happen. Then he would move up to welterweight, because then Topuria can come in at 140, at 155, and then if he wins there, they create a bigger star in Topuria. So now you got bigger stars. So as it is right now, in my opinion, you tell me what you think, but I think the biggest stars in the UFC presently, the biggest, I think it's Jon Jones and it's Islam. And Jon Jones fights when? He fought one time in how many years?
Yeah.
It's like, so, and now they're having a hard time getting him to sign on the dotted line for a fight with Tom Aspinall. And you know as well as I know, and give me your opinion. Do you think Tom Aspinall deserves that opportunity? I think he does. What do you think?
100%. I mean, he's the interim champ, so obviously he deserves it. And Dana White, he done an interview yesterday when the interviewer asked him, like, we need an answer, and he said 2 weeks. And he's like, but is it gonna be 2 weeks after another 2 weeks? He said 2 weeks, and that's it. We're gonna either make this fight or move on.
Well, I know that I've been following Jon's career forever, because I was around when I first saw him in the UFC 100, and the management company that I was involved with were looking to manage him. And when I saw him work out with us in the room, it was Koscheck, GSP, Brock Lesnar were in the room. Mark Coleman, no, it was, I don't know if it was Brock Lesnar, but it was big guys, right? And Jon Jones stood out so much. I said, damn, this guy's so talented. I said, this guy got immense talent. Very respectful, and I said to the management, I go, man, you guys need to get this guy. This guy's unbelievable. And they elected not to take him because they said there was too much going on with him and they weren't comfortable. So I said, okay, but I think that's a mistake. This guy's a superstar. That's what I thought when I saw him. I've never seen somebody so talented as him. And they didn't take him. But anyways, long story, and here we are. And from that point, this guy is tore everybody apart. And he's had a rocky back and forth type story, with his fighting and outside life of fighting, but he's still a major star, and he's been creating his own path. He doesn't go to whatever somebody says, you're going to fight on this date. He's like, no, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And he knows how to play. He's like, I call him, he's like the puppet master.
But at this point, it's like, it doesn't make sense. What is he looking for? What is he waiting for? I mean, he's not openly saying that it's a number. Like, I'm looking for a certain number and the UFC is not paying me that number, therefore I don't want to fight. He's not saying that. So what is he saying? Like, what do you want, John? Say it.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, because he wants to do what he wants. So he, like I said, he's the puppet master. He does what he wants to do because he can, until they take it from him. And I think personally that at one point they're going to say, hey, defend or strip. That's it. Because Tom Aspinall already fought a contender already defending his title. He deserves, and he should not fight anybody other than the champion, whether it be the stripped title or Jon Jones. That's what Aspinall should do. I would never recommend for him to do anything else, and he should demand that he gets his title opportunity. He's waited long enough. Everybody knows that. But I think the buildup for this fight is getting huge. So whatever they're doing it masterfully, that they're building the fight, so I think it's a great thing.
But it also could backfire on them and people start losing interest. As you can see right now, like, people are like, all right, we're sick of this whole situation. How long you're going to keep playing this game for? And it's leaving a huge mark on the UFC, on their brand. It's like, how can you make Tom, an interim champ, defend his belt? It's like, how can you defend an interim championship?
Yeah.
And then Jon Jones is sitting out there like, not saying anything.
I think it's because of these types of situations that you tell me if you think I'm correct or not, that they're not allowing a title holder to hold two belts at the same time. That's why Islam had to release his lightweight title. That's why Topuria had to vacate his featherweight title, because they didn't want one champion to hold two belts, because it holds up the system, and they need pay-per-view events. And sometimes, because I feel, this is my personal opinion, that I don't think they have as much star appeal month per month, so they have to build more stars. So if you have one champion hold two weight divisions, it's going to hold up the division. So it's better to, you want to challenge for the featherweight up to the lightweight, and then the lightweight up to the welterweight up to the middleweight. Well, you're going to have to let that title go, because we can't have you hold both titles because of what's going on.
So then, coach, make it make sense. They've done the same thing with Islam and Topuria, but they cannot force Jones to do anything.
Well, Jones isn't going up to super heavyweight.
I know, but like defend or leave.
Well, I think because
they've done the same thing with Islam, defend or leave.
I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know. What do you think? But you're thinking the same thing, because you're saying that. I'm thinking the same thing. I think they're going to say defend or leave, because we can't continue to have you keep, holding us with the carrot. We need an answer for you. So, but I don't think the
it's
UFC,
just getting silly right now.
Yeah, but I don't think the UFC is at a point where they're fed up with it yet. Once they get fed up with it, they'll do it.
I mean, one thing about Dana, if he says something, I take his word.
Yeah, but Dana hasn't said it.
He said 2 weeks.
Okay, well,
2 weeks,
okay,
and that's it.
Okay, well, let's wait for 2 weeks, because he said 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, sometimes I've seen Dana say things, and then something happens where he's told something that he didn't know anything about. Then he goes, okay, well, we'll go ahead and. But normally Dana says something that it's exactly what he says, unless something happens that he was told about that he wasn't aware of before.
Give me an example.
Nothing in particular I want to talk about, but Dana's very, very fair. He's very fair. He's always been fair. He's a man of his word. So if he says something like that, that's probably going to be the case. It's going to give him 2 weeks, and that's it. I don't really personally. Yeah, of all the years I've known him, I'm not his friend, but I know him. And I've seen him pretty much stick to what he says. And yeah, there's sometimes that things have changed, but that's because circumstances predicted that they have to change, and it's something that he was brought to. This is a new twist to what we were talking about. It's okay, so maybe we have to work around that. But that's like any great business. You can't stick to your guns if the guns aren't going to make as much money. I mean, come on, this is a business.
It is a business, and I'm failing to see how can they not realize that Tom Aspinall is going to be a good reigning champion. He's going to defend, and he's going to win, and he's going to be like, he's young, so he can do it for years.
Yeah, I believe
he can be the best heavyweight.
I believe they know that. I believe they know that. I believe they believe that he can be all of that, and I believe he can be too. And I see his interviews, Tom Aspinall's interviews, and you know what? He's very impressive. He says all the right things. I really like him. Yeah. So for me, watching him fight, whoever, it's going to be a pleasure to see him fight, for the undisputed, heavyweight title, not the interim. Because to me, interim is just #1 contender.
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm over this Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall thing. I'm over it. I don't care. If it happens, great. But for how long it took, it's been a couple of years, just like, come on.
You say that, but at the same time, too, when it happens,
I'm going to be up in the morning.
Yeah, thank you to be up in the morning. Like, for instance, when you were telling me that O'Malley you don't think is a superstar, and I said, he's a star, and you said no, and I said, yeah. Then I just saw on Instagram the other day that Marab's coach talked to him. I talked about him and said he's a superstar. So I'm like, I wanted to send it to you. Go, there you go. You said not a superstar. He is. Legitimately, he's not a superstar to me, but he's a star. He's a star.
A superstar is
no. I'm not saying he's a superstar. His Marab's coach said he's a superstar. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's a star. Not as big as level as the other guys, but he is a star. Compare everybody to who he is. He is. I'm telling you, he is. Maybe you don't like him. I don't know.
No. I definitely like him. But
you sure?
No, I like it. I love his striking. It's beautiful.
Then why did you call him a star? He's a star.
He's well known. I can't give him I'll tell you why.
Why? He's a champion.
I'll tell you why. To be a superstar, you have to be...
superstar. I didn't say superstar. Star.
Or a star, you have to be known outside of MMA. Like, people have to...
He is known outside of
MMA. Maybe in the United States.
I don't know. I know he's known. He's known outside of MMA.
Like,
I know that.
For example, Islam, okay? Is he... Maybe they think that... Sugar Sean is bigger than Islam?
No, nobody thinks that. No, the two, like I just mentioned earlier, the two biggest stars, in my opinion, and I don't think I'm wrong, It's Jon Jones and Islam. They're the biggest stars right at the present time. They're the biggest stars. I don't think anybody's going to be able to beat that dispute. No way. Those two are the biggest stars.
Yes.
So anybody out, and those two are superstars.
Yes.
The other one I think is a superstar is Alex Pereira. He's a superstar. You know, I think Hamza Shamaya is on the brink of superstar.
Because they're known outside of MMA world.
But again, O'Malley's known outside because of his hairstyle and his flamboyantness. I'm telling you, you're just negative. Stop being negative on him.
I'll tell you why. I'm not trying to win a point.
You are.
I'll tell you what I think about him. He's not really good with the mic. First of all.
What?
He's not.
He's good. What are you crazy?
Okay at best. Like he prepares his whatever he wants to say, and when he comes out in the press conference and he tries his best to say a funny line or something, but it's not him. You know, like when it's not you.
Like Chama?
Like for example, Shama is very authentic.
Very authentic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. Islam, when he said send him to 2-3 years to Dagestan and
forget, yeah.
Clip, and that when he said it, it's known to everyone outside MMA. Everybody knows Islam, for example, from the things he say.
Okay.
Habib, from the same thing like send location. These things like are known outside MMA. People don't even know what MMA or UFC is, but they know them.
Yeah, but listen, not every fighter has to have those taglines. I mean,
Not
Jon
taglines,
Jones
but
doesn't have that.
They're funny, but Jon Jones is not really a superstar.
What do you mean it's not really a superstar?
Outside MMA.
Are you crazy?
Outside
He
the
is
fans.
a superstar. No, you're wrong there.
Coach, outside the fans.
No. Fans, when you guys are listening to our podcast, please
the
tell Mo.
fans know Jon
No, Jon Jones is a superstar. He's a superstar. Shut up.
Coach.
No. Now you're going too far. You went from O'Malley not being a star. I say he's a star. You say he's not a star. Now you go Jon Jones, not a superstar.
Outside MMA.
No.
Outside MMA.
Sorry.
Outside martial arts, not even MMA.
He's a superstar. Don't get that wrong.
Okay.
He's a superstar.
Shall I bring somebody from the office and somebody who doesn't watch MMA? Okay, and I'm gonna ask them.
Not everybody you
Tell
bring
me
in here.
names.
Not everybody you bring in here is gonna know the names. Okay.
But they will know names of certain
People
MMA.
that they like, but you can't just go on the people you know. There's a lot of people out there that know who Jon Jones is, and they never even watch the guy fight.
But they are martial art fans. They like the sport, any martial arts, so they know Jon Jones.
He's a superstar,
Jon Jones is the greatest MMA fighter of all time.
and he's not a superstar. Yeah.
Okay, I know you're Habib's coach, and with all due respect, I think the best MMA fighter of all time is Jon Jones. It's not Habib. Just to be
There's
clear.
nothing wrong with
That's
that,
my
but
opinion.
that makes him a superstar.
But he's not a superstar.
He's a superstar. He's a superstar. He's a superstar. 100% superstar. You cannot tell me he's not. Now, you can tell Habib is a bigger worldwide star.
Yes.
Yes, but also understand this. Habib has a Muslim population of almost 2 billion Muslims in the world that never even seen MMA, don't even know MMA, but they know Habib because of why? Because he's a devout Muslim. You know, so that's a big reason why Habib is bigger.
Yeah, like that Muhammad Ali.
You cannot, he has the Muhammad Ali thing, but you cannot say Jon Jones is not a superstar. He's a superstar. He's an MMA superstar, but as a superstar in the world of sports, he is too. He's not a big one, but he is. He's
a good star.
No, he's a superstar.
Not a super.
No, he's a superstar.
But he's a superstar?
Yeah.
We just acknowledge that Habib is a superstar.
So what? That Habib's bigger doesn't mean Jon Jones is not a superstar himself. There's a lot of superstars and not just one superstar.
Okay, coach, I'm really not trying to piss you off, but
You're not pissing me off. You're just wrong. He's a superstar.
let me call some random person in the office.
No, then why are you going to interrupt people in here? Let the fans decide.
The fans know Jon Jones and they know.
Let the fans decide because they're going to go against you.
It's okay. They could. I don't care. They could.
They're going to.
But I want
fans, please tune in.
But I
What needs
trying
to be put in his place.
please. But I want to call a person who doesn't watch.
I don't want no one coming in
and they're gonna name you.
Guys.
They're gonna name you all these names.
Did you frame these guys already? Tell them what to come in and say what you knew
we
was
just
going
talk
to
about
happen.
this organically.
This is not organically.
This
You
is
planned
fun.
this.
I
You
swear.
planned this. You planned this.
This is so improvised.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even anywhere.
No.
Can I bring somebody?
No. You're going to bring the right person that doesn't know Jon Jones.
I'm gonna even bring a girl, not even a guy. You know what I mean? Who doesn't know anything about this?
Bring them.
1 second.
And I'm going to prove them. No. Call them
Okay.
and don't say nothing.
I'll call them from my.
Call them from your phone.
Okay.
Then you're going to go out there and tell them, Don't say Jon Jones is a superstar, because he is a superstar. And it doesn't matter to me what the person you bring in says. What do you
How about I
helping?
bring two people?
Bring two people, then fine.
Okay.
But he's a superstar. Just say come in. Don't say nothing.
Okay. Hi, can you come to this?
Bring those
The
two
second-
kids. Those two kids. That talk to me.
These two kids know the sport.
Doesn't matter.
They know the sport.
They don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they know the sport.
Okay, Jida, can you come to the studio, please? Okay.
Their opinion matters.
They know the sport.
It doesn't matter if they know the
But I'm
sport.
trying to tell you,
I know the
I'm
sport. I know the sport, and I'm calling them a superstar.
Hello. Hi. We're recording. Close the door for a second. Me and the coach are discussing a topic that about certain fighters, if they're stars or superstars or known outside MMA. Okay, you're not a fan of MMA. You don't watch the sport. Okay, but you know few people. Okay,
Perhaps.
that's what I'm saying. She's not a fan of the
Okay.
sport.
Okay.
Can you name them? 1 second. Let me bring the mic closer to you.
Is it beyond?
Yes. Let's say the names.
I don't know, like, is Khabib one of them?
Yes. Okay.
But let me ask you one question. Why do you know Habib?
Because you are his coach, and when we were introduced to you,
Okay, outside.
No. Shut up. Go ahead. Keep saying.
I guess from the podcast I've heard.
No. Don't interfere. What? He's interfering with you, right? You're. See. Yeah, I'm right. That's why. Okay. Thank you. You're proving me correct. Thank you very much. You did a great
Remember
job.
the clip that you've sent me of a fighter? I'm not gonna say who is. Okay, it's like that funny skit of like his. You know what I mean?
Going to Dagestan.
Yeah.
His
Who's that fighter?
Islam something.
Okay, Islam something. Is he a superstar to you?
I'm sure he's pretty big. I just
There you go again. I'm sure he's pretty big. So again,
Let's ask her the question.
it proved
We
my point.
called her here.
Because you
Can you
exposed
ask
her
her
to
about
these
the guy?
people. You exposed her to these people. She's not a
But she's
fan.
seen
So-
Islam before I.
Yeah, but regardless, her opinion matters, and her opinion is very valid. And what she said validates my point. Okay, she knows these people because I came in, I'm his coach. So that's what you had said, correct? Yeah. So see, she's right. You're wrong.
Okay,
Now let's
I'm
bring.
happy that I'm wrong, but
You're
let's keep
wrong.
going. Do you know Jon Jones?
no.
Do you know Chama?
Alex Pereira.
No.
Do
Okay.
you know anybody else?
Ronda Rousey.
You don't have to know. Do you know anyone?
I heard you guys discuss somebody named Patty Pimblett on the show.
There you go. Patty Pimlet's a superstar now, huh?
She doesn't know Jon Jones.
Doesn't matter. She knows Patty Pimlet.
Let's try somebody else. Who should we call to the office?
The fans. They
The
know.
fans, they know.
No, they will know who's a superstar.
Call the kids, the interns.
Thank you. You proved my point. You did good for me. Thank you very much. You're wrong.
She doesn't know Jon Jones. She knows Paddy Pimblett. She knows Islam. She knows Habib. She knows.
But that doesn't mean Jon Jones is not a superstar. You need to
I'm
ask
trying
the
to tell you,
fans,
nobody knows
the
him.
fans.
But the fans, coach, I've said that they know him.
No, you're wrong. Let's ask these two guys if Jon Jones is a superstar. They're gonna say yes.
How about we ask them who's a superstar in your opinion and let them list it.
That's fine.
Okay.
Don't you trick them
I'm
like
not
you did
gonna
with her.
ask.
You tricked her. You tried to trick her.
Coach,
You did. You
Coach,
did. I
please.
mean, we're watching on this podcast. People are gonna look. They go, you tricked them. You did.
The fans would know Jon Jones, so
The fans would know, but they won't know if he's a superstar or not.
okay, bring him. Tell him to come now. Tell him. It's
Wait a minute. What about
girl?
yeah?
Stefania? Yeah, send Stefania, please. But she doesn't know anyone.
Doesn't matter.
That's what I'm
She's
saying.
gonna know Habib again because I know I'm with Habib. That's what she knows. But let me
nobody
do
knows
the-
Jon Jones.
Let me tell the talking, okay? Because you're gonna try to sway them.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You will.
Nobody knows Jon Jones.
Jon Jones is a superstar. I don't care.
She's not here.
Okay, we'll have to take this to the next one.
Send Gaia.
We'll have to do the next one.
No, it's fun. This is fun. We're having fun.
He's a superstar.
Coach, it's okay. This is not the hell to die on.
I just know because, like, I told you that O'Malley is a superstar.
Hi guy.
No, star.
We're recording. Close the door, please. And we're talking, me and the coach, who are the superstars of the
Mixed martial arts,
of MMA.
UFC.
Okay,
Do you know any of the names?
come, hold the mic.
Need to hold the mic. Okay. So it's serious. Fine.
Just name the names of the people.
Anybody you know and why you know them.
Okay. Ooh.
Closer to you.
Fine. Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. Wonderful. I mean, I know Jon Jones.
Thank you. Very good. Very good. Hello. First name, Jon Jones.
Okay, guy, come here. Okay, yes, exactly. Can you tell us a bit about your background? Yeah, still here. The camera is here.
Okay. Yeah. So. Okay.
Tell us about your martial arts experience.
Okay, so my partner, he's he black belt in karate. His mom is a teacher. She has like third dan, and so more or less, I mean, I also did boxing, kickboxing, and taekwondo.
So you're familiar with the martial art word?
Slightly, yes. But-
Slightly.
Yeah.
So obviously she knows the.
No.
About
She
people
knows
who don't watch
martial
the
arts.
sport.
She knows martial arts. She doesn't say MMA. I'm MMA. My boyfriend or my friends are
Have you been
friends.
to a UFC event before?
No, but I really would like to.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, she said she would like to, but she said Jon Jones is the first name. She didn't say Habib. She said Jon Jones.
Because she's a fan of martial
No,
arts.
he's just trying to prove that
Jon-
Jon Jones
no,
is a superstar.
Coach.
He's a superstar.
Tell us what.
It was really funny actually because I was reading about the banned moves in like in UFC, like about what is banned, right? So I was watching TikToks, and I remember very clearly that they were talking something about like a 9 to 6,
Nah, John Jazz.
and he
You know 9 to 6. That shows that you know the sports.
Uh,
We need somebody who doesn't know the sport. As I told you, any martial art fan would know. Since
No, I'm telling you,
Stefania,
she wins. She wins.
she knows the
She
sport.
wins. She wins. She wins.
She has better hands than most people have.
Better than you?
Better than me.
Okay.
Yes. She's good. She knows martial arts. My point to you, coach. Please, give me a second.
Well, you
What I'm trying, people outside martial arts don't know who Jon Jones is. Bring Stefania.
I'll-
Don't tell her anything. People outside, the girl is good. She's done boxing classes, kickboxing. She knows the sport.
Hey, she said
She's
Jon
dying
Jones.
to go at UFC
She
event.
said Jon Jones.
Mo, don't tell her anything. Just send her here, please.
She said Jon Jones.
She's a martial art fan. But I agree with you. Anybody who knows martial arts should know Jon Jones.
That makes him a superstar.
Outside MMA coach. Okay.
It makes
Hi,
super-
Stefania. Hi, please
Hi.
join the show. Come here for a second. Sorry. Okay. The camera's there.
Don't be tricking her.
Do you know any MMA fighters?
Stars.
Who do you know in MMA?
I don't know.
Anyone, any name?
I don't know.
See, there was no one. Okay.
That's the sign of the sport.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay.
Anybody
Who do you know? Who do you know in American football? Stars, superstars. Who do you know? There you go. A no again. That doesn't mean that Tom Brady's not a superstar. That doesn't mean that Joe Namath is not a superstar. This means she doesn't have that
I'm saying they're
knowledge.
not a household name.
Oh well,
Jon Jones-
if you tell me that Tom Brady's not a household name worldwide, then you're wrong.
Not on this side of the world.
Oh, maybe not in this side of the world, but then, you know what? In the other side of the world, Cristiano Ronaldo's not a household name either. Okay, Messi's not a household name either in other parts of the world. Okay, in this part of the world, he's huge, but other parts he's not. So that doesn't prove you're right. It proves that they're still superstars. You can tell me Cristiano Ronaldo's not a superstar?
Do you know these two guys in the back? These pictures.
Remember the name actually.
You know. So when you see their faces, they're familiar to you.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So where's Jon Jones' picture then?
Do you know Jon Jones? One guy called Jon Jones.
Not really. Not really.
Okay. Anybody outside
You're
the sport?
losing. You're losing. You're
Anybody,
losing. You're not winning.
anybody outside the MMA world would not know who Jon Jones is.
Okay, she doesn't even know.
But she knows
Anybody-
She knows Habib in Islam.
Why does she know Habib in Islam? Why do you know Habib in Islam? Be honest.
I mean, because like my dad is a really fan of MMA and he was a boxer actually. So that's why I know a few names, but
There you go.
I can just recognize the face,
Can
but
you-
not their name.
Can you call your dad and ask him if Jon Jones is a superstar? I bet you your dad would say yes.
Can you call your dad?
Call your dad. Ask him if Jon Jones is a superstar.
Can you call?
Call him right now for us.
We're waiting.
Yeah. Watch. Her dad's going to say yes.
No, just ask your dad.
No.
No. Who do you know in the UFC?
No. Just ask if Jon Jones is a superstar, not who you know.
We're saying anybody out. He's gonna pretend maybe he knows him.
No.
We're not.
Why are you pretending? You just don't want to be wrong.
I
You don't
care.
want to be wrong.
I'm having
You
fun
don't
here.
want to be wrong.
I'm honestly enjoying.
No.
This is our favorite episode. This
No.
was so fun.
No, you're wrong.
Stefania's back, and come here. Hello. Is he on speaker?
Yeah.
Can he hear us? It's frozen.
Yes, but
Oh,
because here.
no, he said Jon Jones is a superstar. I heard him.
What did you ask him anything?
Yeah, I asked him, but he told me that. Papa.
Ehi,
Ciao bello. Come stai?
bene tu?
Bien. Who do you know in the UFC world?
No, just ask him. Is Jon Jones a superstar? That's it.
Come on, we said we're not gonna give
No,
nobody nuggets.
That's not nugget. That's just being straight up. Jon Jones, hello, sir. Is Jon Jones a superstar in your opinion?
In
In MMA?
in MMA, yes.
Ah,
Coach, please, come on.
he's a superstar.
Don't do this to me.
Lui secondo me lo è.
Hey, he told me.
Gracias. Okay, debate canceled. Okay, done. Superstar.
Come on, guys. Coach, you are a real fighter. You are.
Gracias.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you, Stefania. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll give you the money after.
I love this moment because it shows the real fighter that you are. Not
That's right. I'm not. You're trying to make
after
you started.
no room
You
for a
started with
breather.
O'Malley. You started with O'Malley. He's not. I said he's a star. He's not a big star like Islam and Jon Jones, but those are superstars. Come on, it's like you have to be an MMA fan to know who the stars are.
That's my
okay?
point.
That's what I'm trying to say. These guys are stars. Okay, these are stars. Now, the worldwide biggest names of all time, in my opinion, in MMA, is Conor, Habib. Habib being number one, and number one reason why I think Habib's the biggest name over everybody is because of the 2 million Muslims around the world that know who he is.
2 billion. Yes.
Yes, that's one of the biggest reasons, because he is as devout of a Muslim as they come in the sport of MMA. He is through and through the hardcore religion. So the people in the Muslim religion love him. I love him. Because why? Because he is a true devout man of loyalty and of his religion.
Yes, indeed.
You were wrong. You try to prove me right. It's like, wow, I can't believe you. How does it taste? 0-1.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, 0-1. I'm going to start counting. You're 0-1. Tell me somebody else that's not a superstar, and we'll see if he is or isn't.
Okay.
Tell me.
Kamaru Usman. Okay, that's an easy one. I'm just trying to name the champs. Like or.
Okay, who's not a champ that's a star? Not a superstar, but it's a star. Who's not a champ? There's two people that come to mind right away for me.
Yeah, Paddy Pimblett, number one.
Yeah.
Who's the other one?
Hamza Shemaya. How can you
yeah.
forget Hamza? Okay, and then there's outside guys that have the great potential to be superstars. Umar, he's one of them. He's one of them. He is one of them that hasn't won the title yet, but he's a potential superstar on the outskirts because a lot of reasons. Who he is also as a devout Muslim, and his relationship with Habib, and how great of a fighter he is. So he's got that potential. But who else?
Who's a star? Who is not a champ? Comes to my mind. Max Holloway.
Yeah. But he was a champ, though. He was a champ. You can't use him. Sorry.
Okay.
Take that one out.
Yuri Prohaska. Okay, he was a champ as well.
Nope, can't count him.
Who do you think? Who else?
Well, there's also that the Colombian kid, the Michael. I forgot the last name, but he wrecked one of the guys the other day. Shoot, I forgot the last name. But pretty much we pretty much hit it. To be honest with you, Shamaya and Patty are the two that I would say they're head and heels above everybody else.
Who are known, yes, outside the sport. Hamza Chimaev for sure. Who?
He's number one.
Yes.
And Patty is right behind him.
Yeah, outside that. Who's a star? Again, I'm trying to think outside the sport. I can't think of. Jon Jones, maybe.
You just love to be right, don't you?
Oh, that was a fun episode.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I like it because I won, and I like winning. You got the cheat code here. You got all these guys here, and I forget the names. And let's see. Give me the welterweight. I'll give you that guy's name. Give me the welterweight, right?
Welterweight.
Because this will be Michael should be. Hopefully, he's on here. No, Michael Morales. That's it. That's
Okay.
the guy.
Yeah.
I think he has great potential.
Has great potential, but star.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
100%. He's undefeated. Michael Morales. Let's see. In the middleweight division, Kyle.
Yes.
He's definitely one on the rise.
Yeah.
That's it. Hamza Shamai and Kyle. Those two. And let's see. Ankalaev weight. Carlos Ulberg. Yeah, he's right up there. Yeah, that's just Carlos Ulberg, I think is a good one. And the middleweight, let's see. I mean the the lightweight, sorry. No, Patty the Batty.
Yeah.
He's the one I pick, Patty the Batty. And what do you have, heavyweights there?
No, look. For example, look at the pound for pound list
Oh, this is the pound for pound list?
here. Okay, you got Islam and then the others.
In the pound for pound list, if there's anybody that's ranked without having a title, nope. Everybody that's on this list has held a title. So, then let's see in the flyweight division, I don't see anyone that sticks out. In the bantamweight division, there's Umar, Peter Yan. Well, Peter Yan's already fought. Corey Sandhagen. Yang Sedong.
You know who was gonna
Yang Sedong, sorry.
who had the potential to be a star, but then I don't know, he dipped out. Paulo Costa.
Yes.
He was going.
Yes,
and then he dipped.
Yeah, he dipped. Yeah. Yeah, he had the looks, he had the body, he freaking was
And he was so
he
fun.
still is. So
Yeah.
he's not out of the picture yet. He's unbelievable. But yeah, you're right. Paulo Costa, yeah. But I think we hit everybody else.
Yeah.
We hit everybody else.
I mean, a
We're
few years ago, Paulo Costa was on a good run on social media and he was teasing
Oh,
everyone.
That great fight between him and Luke Rockhold, where
Yeah.
Luke started rubbing his blood all over his face.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I like Costa. I really like him. He's a great character.
But we haven't heard from him for a while. Like, I don't see anything.
No, but a lot of the times you don't know what's going on behind the scene, what kind of problems they're having at home, what kind of injuries or what kind of demons they're fighting. You don't know. You don't know until you're there. That's why a lot of people, when they ask me, who do I think is going to win, this and that, I go, I'm not good at picking who's going to win fights because I'm not in the camp. I don't know what's going on. So my opinion is not as good as your opinion. It's just my opinion, and that's why we're armchair quarterbacks when we discuss who's going to win if they're not our fighters. If they're our fighters, we have an idea. We're pretty much on point as to what our guy can do and what he can't do against an individual. But if we're not in the training, it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah. I was planning to do the 317 breakdown and your who do you think might win, but maybe we should leave it to the next episode.
Leave it for the next episode. Who's in 317? Is that the main one with Poirier? Yeah. Well, we can
leave it. Let's leave it next week.
Next week.
Yeah. I don't want to have too much in this episode. That was a fun episode by itself.
Yeah, well, you lost, so
I don't care.
That's all I care about. I won. You lost. And I got
Yeah.
to clarify,
Yeah.
Islam did not say he's only going to fight 3 fights. Coach said that.
Yeah.
Islam did not. Islam did not say that. As far as I know, Islam wants to fight 15 fights. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a crystal ball, and to be honest with you, nobody knows, because at the end of the day, even Islam can say, I'm going to do 3-4 more fights, but then all of a sudden he decides to do more. Hey, DC has said that he was going to retire by the age of 40. Okay, he said that. Then when that 40 hit, after he won the title against, the champ, he said, I said, Islam, DC, you're going to retire? He goes, no, Hub.
Yeah.
He didn't retire. He stayed for 2 more fights because the UFC threw too much money at him, and he loves money. So that's why DC stuck around, because he loved money. And then there you go. So again, I'm not the guy with the crystal ball. I have an opinion.
But I hope he retires at max 35.
I want him to retire when he wants to retire. I just asked the question, and I said, 3 more fights, that type of thing. But I just threw a number out there.
Yeah.
How do we know? Injuries don't come into play, and he only fights once a year. So then every time, this year he fights 1 more time, then 2 more years he only fights 1 more time.
Yes.
1 and 1. So we're talking 2027. And then he'll be 36 by that time. So that's a long time. Like, look at Jon Jones. When's the last time he fought? He fought once in how many years? It happens. So 3 fights could be around 5 years. You never know.
Yeah.
But again, in 5 years, Islam could also fight 10 fights.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But again, they made a good little thing on it. So I figured, hey, ride the wave. So explain my situation, and there I am. I'll explain it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Me too.
Yeah. Guys, please subscribe and like this video, share it with your friends. Also, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, please subscribe there over web. And see you guys next episode.
And also, guys, there's a product coming out, anti-inflammatory type medicine. It's called Blue Scorpion Venom.
Okay.
And I'm on it now, and it's like, so far, it's like, I think it's going to be incredible. I don't have enough data in what I'm doing.
When is it coming out?
It's already out in the States, I believe, and they're doing fantastic, but it's going to come out in this region, in the GCC area, at some point. We're still, doing some data and looking into people that are trying it to get feedback, and I'm on it now. And it's,
how you feeling?
To be honest with you, I've had some physio done on me that I thought, they told me I would be really sore, right? Or the next day or whatever. And I've had 3 physio sessions, and I just realized, I go, wait a minute, I'm not sore at all. Zero soreness. So I'm like, is it my mind? Or is it, that maybe she didn't go hard enough? But I'm thinking, no, she went hard enough, because the pain was there when she did it. So I don't know. But tune in, guys. I'll let you know
Next
more.
Next episode we'll have more information.
So I have more information. But right now it's something that pay attention to the name, Blue Scorpion Venom.
Blue Scorpion Venom.
Blue Scorpion Venom. Yeah, it's anti-inflammatory, and it's good for a lot of things. It has a lot of things in it. So
nice.
It's probably new wonder. Not medicine. It's just supplement. New wonder supplement for anti-inflammatory.
Nice. No, next episode we should
talk
about
we'll do more about it. I'm still on it, and so far so good.
Very nice.
Done.
Cool.
Done.
Thank you, guys. See you next episode.
Next episode.